As climate change gets worse and the window to make meaningful policy change gets smaller, policymakers are increasingly eyeing nuclear power as a way to expand the clean energy toolbox. But the answer to perhaps the most important question for understanding nuclear's role in the energy transition remains one of the most elusive. How much does it actually cost to build a new plant? In 1954, the first nuclear power plant was built in Obninsk, Russia. Since then, 667 reactors have been built throughout the world, 94 of which are operating in the United States. Nuclear power has many advantages. It's a zero-carbon source of energy that can be turned on and off and does not rely on variable conditions like the sun shining or the wind blowing. But disasters at Chernobyl and Fukushima and environmental concerns around the storage and disposal of nuclear waste have given the public reasons to be cautious. Uncertainties over nuclear's future continue to loom. To help put a price tag on new nuclear power plants, researchers at the Center on Global Energy Policy at Columbia SIPA reviewed publicly available cost estimates. They found new builds in the U.S. generally ranged between $3,000 to $6,200 per kilowatt. That means a 300-megawatt reactor, which can provide electricity for about 244,000 households, might cost between $900 million to $1.9 billion. Estimates are estimates, however. Back in 2009, the Vogtle Units 3 and 4 nuclear power project in Georgia was initially projected to cost $14 billion. But in the 10 years it took to build, costs soared, surpassing $30 billion. Delays in construction caused by supply chain problems for first-of-a-kind deployment, regulatory changes that force later design changes, and more can push original price tags upwards. High costs are not the case in every country, however. In places like India and China, for example, costs for new reactors may be closer to $2,800 per kilowatt. So how can costs be reduced in the United States? Using modular construction techniques and sequential builds with standardized designs could lead to reduced costs. Other countries have shown that it is possible to build standardized designs in 4 to 6 years. It also seems likely that nuclear's future will not be determined by cost alone. Government policies and public support can play a vital role in shaping nuclear's future. If the U.S. ever enacts laws limiting emissions or placing a price on carbon, it could give nuclear energy a competitive edge over fossil fuels. Also, local and state opposition to building not just new reactors, but also new transmission lines and even new solar and wind projects could affect nuclear's future in the United States. While the use of nuclear power remains a subject of debate, with the threat of climate crisis looming, policymakers are considering new reactors as a way to address energy challenges. How much nuclear can be integrated into the energy transition will depend on economic factors, such as new plant costs, but also government policies, public support, and competition from other low-carbon energy sources. To learn more, visit energypolicy.columbia.edu.